So today, YouTube, I'm gonna run you a video for the beginners. Something that just kind of basically talks about kind of beginner rigging. So we have a tree that grows out over the house. It's not huge, it's a pine tree. It's well over the house though, I mean, and the limbs are heavy enough that I don't feel like cutting pitch. One hand on the saw, one hand on the limb, and throwing them all back. I've done a million trees that way. It's quick and a young man can get away with it as long as he doesn't hurt himself with the saw. I'm 52, my back is sore, my joints are wore out, and so I'm gonna show you how maybe you might save your back and your joints by starting younger with more of a calm rigging approach. So I was just kind of clearing some stuff and basically making a nest under me. It's all hung up, but I need a path for the rope. I'll set up a rigging point up high, and then a redirect. I'll get a little distance from the gutter by setting a redirect, and I'll show you what that looks like. Again, this is for beginner people. I'm not trying to impress the age-old veteran of everything. This is an easy job. Don't think I'm trying to make some kind of big deal out of this. This is for the YouTube people who might wonder how it's done, and I'm not saying copy me, whatever you see me do here, because I raise eyebrows all the time that way, but I'm saying watch this. So you might see a few things that you could use in your life someday if you had to. Where's my saw? Fire up the helmet communication. You got your helmet on? For anybody wondering about gear, of course I'm running the Monkey Beaver harness, which is a collaborative design of myself and Joe Boyd and made by New Tribe. These are Monkey Beaver suspenders, wearing old-timey spurs, old Buckinghams. All right, I think I'll kind of drift these first two down to you.
You want to pair up real quick?
I'm pairing with Karen. Obviously, we don't have to rig those, we just kind of hinge them down to the ground crew. We got all these little plants and stuff that we don't want to just bomb, you know? So we kind of gently hinge them down like this, watch. It's not rocket surgery, and it's not brain science, okay? I've talked about this before, I'll mention it again. I'm not going flush here. I'm cutting into the trunk just a little bit, and that's how you get the hinge to happen out of kind of a brittle piece of wood. There's no face cut, it's just a back cut, and you can get them to hinge down, and then these guys grab them from below. It's not complicated, and it's not the same for every tree, but you'll get more hinge when they're brittle this way.
All right, August thinks he's good enough to catch this snap. I'm gonna throw it up perfectly and see if he can catch it. What do you think?
I'm not moving my hand.
He's not moving his hands. And I'm not adjusting my throw. Pretty good.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, we can continue with our day.
So I'm just rigging a couple here, like old-fashioned, simple. I've gotten a little too high for them to handle them if I just hinge down. So it's on the rope now. I got the rope.
Look at this. That's real glass too. I'm gonna go put it somewhere else. It didn't do anything to it, but it was just wobbling around a little bit. Wobbling more than the comfortable amount.
So at this point, I could keep cutting some of these limbs off as I go up, but I'm close enough to where they're gonna be a pain that I should just go up and set the rigging where it's gonna be. All of this lower stuff will be easier to extricate from this little tree, and it'll have a better drop zone after the redirect to a place over here, a place over the sidewalk that is not directly over the gutter so much. Terminal. This goes down to the ground man. This is the redirect. Can't overload it, but it'll be good for what we're doing. But there is no direct down bearing pressure, if that's a word. All of this weight out here is out over the house. And there's the gutter. So if I were to lower off the stem, my lowering point would be over the house, and that would suck. My redirect puts the lowering point here. See? That should give them room to work beside the gutter without too much trouble. A little bit about which limbs go first. So here's what my rigging redirect looks like from below. And so I'll take out all of this, or a lot of this, first, so that the path is open for this stuff over here to swing and make it into the drop zone. So it's going to be swinging this way, right? Obviously I can't cut it here or it'll just pull my rope that way. So I'll make the first cut here, hinge it down, and then I'll cut off the stub. Basic! Yeah.
Piling up on you, boys.
This should be a decent view of the redirect. If I can squeak a little bit more out of the redirect here.
perfect amount though. Yeah. The cone launcher cam.
Right,
get that out of here. Direct hit.
Cut it if you want.
Yeah.
They didn't cut that branch because it was heavy, only because it was awkward, Adam says. YouTube knows the truth.
know it looks like I'm all up in Spaghetti Junction here, but as long as you know what every rope is doing and every saw. Okay, you got another one? I guess we'll send you guys going for a ride. Try to pull some slack up as it goes over so they don't crash the house.
What do you think, YouTube? How was the ride? How was it? There's your cameraman right there. How was it? Alright guys, this is our drop zone here. You can see in reference for size to the bucket. Got a window there, got air. I was just gonna bomb this spot.
That looks so tiny. want me to push it off?
Yeah.
Here, I'll push it down to you. Okay, YouTube, that was it. A little bit of freehanding, a little bit of rigging, a little bit of chunking into the spot. That's kind of like plain old tree work, really. It's not that glamorous, but it is precise. So that's a wrap. So that has been tree removal, beginner lesson type stuff. Keep 2 hands on the saw if you haven't got experience. Might save yourself an injury. Some people will say you should never ever, no matter who you are, go one hand, but I disagree. I think skills can be learned the same way a guy juggles swords or swallows swords or whatever in the circus, or a trapeze or all that stuff. He learns it and then he does it.